There's new outrage in the town of Wethersfield, Connecticut, after its Democrat-led council refused to fly the thin blue line flag following an officer's death. Connecticut State Trooper First Class Aaron Pelletier was struck and killed during a routine traffic stop last week. He was just 34 years old. He left behind a wife and 2 young boys. Pelletier was laid to rest this past Wednesday, and thousands came out to pay their final respects. But earlier this week, one of the town's Republican council members proposed flying the thin blue line flag in Pelletier's honor. Seems like a great idea. He says the flag is a sign of respect for those who keep our community safe. But wait, Democrats on the council voted down that proposal, calling it divisive.
I will absolutely not support the thin blue line flag if that's the flag that's the decision. That flag was either created or at least became very prevalent in direct response to the Black Lives Matter protests. It's viewed as antagonistic, even if you don't see it that way. And I don't think that's a good flag to fly, especially not with further discussion.
Fact check false. The flag was created in 1950, but the facts are of no moment. The mayor of Wethersfield suggested the flag is racist.
It is now been used by white supremacist groups and other far-right types of groups, and even many police departments around the country and in the state of Connecticut have said we don't authorize or use that flag.
So instead of flying the thin blue line flag in a fallen officer's honor, the town flew a rainbow pride flag at half-staff, which they had already agreed to fly for Pride Month. Sandra, I don't understand. This is an officer who passed, and it seems like flags are becoming so controversial. They have definite historic meaning, and people are just weaponizing them to mean something different, and in this time in the face of a fallen officer.
Imagine being a part of that, voting no. Voting that down, voting to fly a flag in support of the blue, because that's what happened here in that town. When asked, a Democrat member of the council, about the thin blue line flag, it's viewed as antagonistic, she says, even if you don't see it that way. And I don't think that's a good flag to fly, especially not without further discussion. Let's have that discussion. Why is that a bad thing? And is she supporting the police? Because everything she has said on the record after voting that flag down to be flown after his death, I don't see any show of support or solidarity with the police. She also said it represents racism, antagonism to many, many people. It's not appropriate to raise this above town hall, especially when our flag policy prohibits us from doing anything associated with hate. I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah, and the flag represents, Kennedy, the thin blue line is the line that keeps us between good and evil, bad and wrong, criminals and safety. It represents the line, the police officers who you call on, who this lady would call on if she was in trouble.
Yeah, the toughest job, and also something very sacred when an officer is killed in the line of duty. And you have to acknowledge that, you have to display it, and you have to respect it if you want to have a civil society. And, you know, why not be a little bit more respectful toward law enforcement and reach out? I mean, you elect toxic crackpots and they come up with dumb decisions like this with really horrible explanations for what they're doing. Frankly, I'm surprised they're not flying the Palestinian flag.
I am too. That's a good point. You know, and meanwhile, you have Aaron Pelletier's widow. She's left with 2 young sons to raise, her husband now gone. And here's what she had to say as she honored her husband.
To my honey, you weren't just my husband. You were my home. You were my heart. You were my safe place and my provider, my best friend, my secret keeper, my favorite gossiper. The light in our smiles will be forever dimmed, and the thought of this world without that laugh seems unimaginable, but it's already become real. I promise to keep you alive in our home, in our heart, and in our boys' memories forever. I love you. And I miss you. I just freaking miss you.
Dagan.
Wow.
I spoke to Frank Siller of Tunnel to Towers on the phone this morning, and T2T.org will be paying off Dominique, the trooper's widow, their mortgage. They have 2 young sons. Their names are Troy and Zachary, and they were the light of Trooper Aaron Pelletier's life, as well as his wife. And so that mortgage will be taken care of. So in grief, they can focus on rebuilding and keeping him in their heart and memory. But in terms of this just grotesque display by these council members in Wethersfield, this is the town council. And so the people of Wethersfield, Connecticut, who live in that town, need to do something about it. And that's just vote them off, get rid of them, because it's disrespectful. And they're a stain on your town, and they will be until you get rid of them.
If they're listening, I just want to say that the town's Facebook page did erupt with harsh criticism of the town council vote. They don't want that to represent them. Many of them are speaking up and out about this decision.
The only bigotry on display here is the fact that they would not fly the thin blue line flag. It's the bigotry and intolerance of anyone who does not fit into their distorted left-wing universe. It's a complete rejection by these people of biblical values.
Yeah, I mean, what are we doing here, right? We just had a law enforcement officer who was killed.
Yeah.
And we're sitting here catering to local town council members and their flag disputes. Well, look, there's a thin blue line flag. There's a thin red line flag. That's for firefighters. There's a thin yellow line flag. That's for EMT. Are those all racist too? I've got a bunch of historical flags. Do I have to run those through the PC woke police? Battle of Bunker Hill, is that racist? Obviously can't fly the Israel flag because that's going to be divisive. What other flags are going to be labeled by the left hateful, intolerant, and divisive?
Appeal to Heaven. Forgot that one.
What's that?
No, Appeal to Heaven flag.
Oh, of course.
Because the flag of the United States of America was carried on January 6th. That's bigoted and racist.
Yeah, there you go.
You can't fly that either, according to a piece in the New York Times.
Bald eagle as well. Got to get rid of that.
Yeah.
What do we have left? All right. We have more Outnumbered. We have that left next.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.